how to just approach you and just, compliment you on what you're doing. So they attach the name, the face, and everything, and think that
Just
it's
explain approaching a
right.
celebrity.
But that's surface stuff. It's like if I'm dating a woman who's dating a man who who is out of shape, and she gets with me and she wants to give me everything she gave him already: her mind, her body, her dedication, her her ability to, work and grow together. She gave that to a man who's not in the greatest shape, and then gets with me and said, "Baby, you look good." No, I imagine her laying in bed one day, waiting for him to get out the shower, like, can't wait to get.
You imagine that?
Like, think of that. I'm like, your compliment doesn't mean much to me.
What if
It doesn't mean
but what
much
if you
because we're going off physical now.
But what if being with you has become her motivation to want to be better? She's motivated to be better. She wants to work out every day now.
That's not my job to do that for her.
You didn't have to. All she did was look at you.
But I'm okay.
Well,
but she just looks.
And now because she's with you, she's like, I'm gonna be a better person. I want to be fit. I want to be strong.
No, but we didn't get to the point to get with her because a compliment didn't get me enough to get with her.
Let that be known, man.
A compliment.
You gotta already be.
Yeah, I gotta be. Yeah. So that compliment doesn't mean much.
That's real.
So if somebody comes up to you and like, damn, doc, like, oh, my man could do that. You've heard people say that all the time. Oh, come on, he did how many pull-ups? Oh, my man could do that.
Oh, it's on.
Like,
I love that.
But do they ever really present that dude that can do that?
Nah,
no.
But that's what I love. I love that.
They can't do it.
It's like my favorite day in the gym.
Right, so the reverse to me is the compliment. It's the same thing. It's like, no, I take the compliment off top. I take the compliment and I appreciate it. Mm-hmm. But is he complimenting to truly understand? This has been going on for damn near 20 years.
No, they not. Tech.
So the people I know who are 50, I don't say, damn, you keep it up, man, you looking great. You just look good, period. You don't get no extra point because you over 50. Not me.
Man. That's rough.
Not me. You look great.
What about 80? No love.
No
love.
Getting extra. You get the compliments. Just get the compliments.
You 80, 90 years old.
Because I don't know. The subcontext is what helps me understand it a little better.
You might have got a little surgery or something.
This dude 20 years old opened up a pizza shop. This dude 80 years old opened up a pizza shop. People are impressed because he's young and he got a pizza shop. Meanwhile, his uncle had a pizza shop, loaned him the money, and then gave it to him, right? Now the 80. Now the dude 80 opened up a place. I need to know more to give him the compliment. Why?
Because it's physical.
It's
a lifestyle.
But you don't know what he's doing daily.
I know that the older you get, it's so much easier for things to deteriorate. It's easier. I'm not saying it will,
right?
But the probability of it deteriorating is higher the older you get. You've already made a commitment to do something forever. It gets harder the longer you live. That's just facts. That's not like
you know what I'm
saying?
But I'll say
you know what I'm saying?
I do understand it, but
that's it. That's all you're giving credit to.
But I need right. That's the surface.
That's all you do. That's all it is.
But that compliment has to go up in value.
No, it's just because of you. It's just you're a celebrity. That's what I'm trying to tell you, Tech. That's what happened.
Because I know what it takes to get to that.
That's
level.
What's going on.
Everything I've done in my life, I know what it took to get there. So just to have somebody just come along and say, oh man, you doing this? Oh, you 50 doing this? Oh man, you get even more. No, I don't get more credit.
I know, because you Tech.
Nah.
I'm telling you.
You know what it really is because I can say I know Doc. As long as I can say I know Doc, I can chill with Doc. Matter of fact,
very Harlem.
I got Doc's number.
Very Harlem.
Good.
Yeah. No, you know the point I'm making.
Yeah, I understand the point. See, we're on the same page with the compliment part, but the compliment again changes. It either increases or decreases based on the subcontext. Like if I hear more information, it's either going to increase or decrease. That's it. I just can't say just because you're 50 and over, you look great. I have to hear
rough,
more.
Man. That's rough.
Okay?
That's rough.
There's this guy that I worked with on a construction site. He was over 50. I watched that man put drywall up on his lunch break workout. Leave from work, go pick his kid up, then pick his grandkid up. He had a young kid that was like 10, 15 years, 10 to 12, and then he had a grandkid. I saw him do all of this. I give him more of a compliment than, let's say, someone who just, not that, I'll just remove all responsibility. This person just goes to work out, and he gets credit,
That's
but
rough,
this
too.
dude is putting it in with all of these things on his plate.
That's rough because
That compliment changes.
I don't know what your journey was to get to the place.
That's my point.
To
So
get to
I
the
need
place.
to hear that.
Yeah, but here's the thing. What I'm saying. All of it is surface until we have a conversation. All of it.
Yes.
Even the guy that you just described.
Right. But
So
just making a video
because the guy,
saying-
but listen, but because the person that you look at and you say, hey, this guy, he has way much more time on his hands. I don't know what you did to be able to have the time on your hands to do the thing that you like to do. I don't know what happened. I don't know how hard it was for you to start. I don't know if you used to weigh 500 pounds.
Right.
You know what
So
I'm saying?
more information makes the compliment greater, right?
With everything, absolutely.
Right.
The point I'm making is compliment is dope, but it's different because you're tech. So you want to make sure
This dude.
you want to make
I
sure,
understand where you're going.
you know what I'm saying? That do you know why I actually am fit? Do you understand how I got to become? That's what it is for you. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because
You know what it-
everybody can't say that, Tech. Some people don't have
a passion,
but
doc.
some people have no clue of anything that you've accomplished in terms of like that even being possible, right? All they want to do is just lift some shit and whatever. There's people who are probably way more popular in terms of following or whatever, who can never do some of the stuff you've done, ever, right? And that's fine. If they compliment you, it's still based on what they're seeing. It could be aesthetic, yes, but it's probably based on something deeper. The conversation changes that for sure, but I think it's okay to give them they little flowers, man. Like, there's not a lot of techs out there. You know, it's very few.
I'm giving you a surface compliment, and it's hard for me like to give you extra.
Give them a little flower, a
just
little
because-
flower,
Listen, you
a little
get the
flower.
cupcake, but no frosting. How about that?
On the day he comes to the gym, Zeph so happened to want to film. We was filming something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? He wanted to film something, so I went outside to do the thing with Zeph, and Duke found out Zeph was out. He's a big Zeph fan, but he didn't know he was going to be there. He's like, oh my God, Zeph. So I was like, yo, come meet him. I'm pretty sure, you know, he had the best fucking time meeting you or whatever, right? So, was that a pause? Ah, it's Harlem. Ah, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to do it. Go ahead,
Oh,
tell the story.
man.
Tell the
So
story.
anyway, Paige was outside, and she said she overheard the brother say, man, if I'd have known Zeph was here, man, I wouldn't even came to check Doc, or something to that effect. Like, it was something that she took as disrespect towards me, right? And she was like, yo, do me a favor, fuck this dude up. I was like, what the hell did he do? Why would you? Now, mind you, I have the utmost respect for him, and I assume he has the utmost respect for me. But I also know he doesn't know what I can do because I post certain things. But I curate for my groups or whatever. He doesn't know. The people who I'm around that work out with me, they know, right? So he comes upstairs, and she said that to me, and I was like, you sure? Like, all right, cool. So long story short, I gave him a routine to do. They were already playing around doing muscle ups and all this stupid shit. Gave him a routine to do. He did it. He did it like as though the cameras was on. You know, like he performed like a sprint almost.
Right.
And I was like, that was dope, man. Let's do it again. And he gave me this look like, for real? It's like, yeah. And we did the third time, the fourth time. By the third time, really, he was already starting to feel sick. So, but you already know where I'm going with this. As soon as I started to see him kind of like waver, I sped up. You know, my first set was super slow on purpose. And once I started to see him waver, I sped up. By the time he got to the fourth set, he couldn't even like begin to do this routine. I made him feel as though we were only doing 5 because I knew he was fucked up at 3. I'm like, we're just gonna get 5 sets. By the time he got to the 4th, he went out to throw up. He threw up 10 times in front of his dad. Like, this was all on camera. And he had the most humbling experience. He was like, oh my God, man, I ain't never worked out this way, yada, yada, yada. So I said all of that to say, like, I never expect a person to fully understand anything. I think that they're gonna have a surface opinion on whatever it is that's going on. They're gonna just judge based on what they've been looking at, either on YouTube, Instagram, whatever. You don't actually know me.
Right.
You've never worked out with me. You're only basing this off of either what somebody else has told you or the videos.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I move with everybody. Unless we train together, which even I don't act like it, I do feel is a privilege on both ends. I don't expect anybody to get it. You know, and I'd expect all the shit talking, I expect all of that, but I also expect you will have a different tune after we work out. I know that as well. If I decide to do that, sometimes I don't really care.
So, but that ties into the compliment. Also,
absolutely.
that ties back
It's
into the
mirrored to
original
that.
conversation.
It's mirrored
Tie it
to
in now.
that.
Let me
Yeah,
hear it.
because
Say it then.
you just how you said you don't expect
You
them
said
to
it's
do that.
surface.
No, I don't
So
expect
surface.
it.
So
And I
that
don't
compliment
expect
that you get, that's just surface. I take
It
as
is
that.
surface. It is
I
surface.
take
But
that
I
as
still
a what's up.
appreciate it because you still see something. Does
Yeah,
that
I
make
take it
sense?
as a
It's
wa-
surface
take it as a what's up.
appreciated.
Yeah.
But I
It's
still
surface.
appreciate
I
it.
appreciate it, but
You know,
surface
they
wise, you
because
need
they
to know
acknowleding
more.
something. They acknowledge something. I don't, like, yo, it could be goofy too. It could be a goofy ass compliment, yo. Yo, Doc, man,
You know,
I love your
funny,
videos.
I'd taken
I used to get that all the time. Like, yo, Doc, man, I love your videos. Nigga, I work out too, you know. Like, you don't appreciate that part?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
So years ago, I had taken a class. And let's say I was 35 at the time. And a bunch of the young guys in there were between 24 and let's say 28. And they would all say, I know what I know because I'm older. So my thing is, so you think just because of my age, everyone who hits my age is just gonna know everything I know. I said, don't worry, because one day you will be at my age. And that's what happened. 10 years later, which would be now, they are the age I was when I met them in class. And now I'm 10 years older. So I go to them, I see one or two of them. I said, so do you know everything I knew at 36 now? So he goes and he says, oh, I know a lot more than I did. I didn't ask you that. You said everything I knew was because of my age. You said it's because you're 36 at the time. I think I was 35, 36. I said, so let's see your resume at 36 and I'll look at my resume at 36. It should pretty much be the same, but it's not, because I seek the knowledge. I look for it. I was open to it when I was around people who had the knowledge and I was learning the knowledge. So it's not as easy as just saying your age. Like, so when I turn 50 plus and I can do more than the people who are 50 plus now, maybe that's the real standard. But their standard at 50 something is lower than what I think it is. Like, you're 51 years old and it's like, oh man, he gets extra credit because he's 50 tech. Nah, tech, you still 46, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna be 47, but he's 50 and over. Okay, but my standard for 50 plus is a lot higher than his standard for 50 plus. So it's all surface.
So how you think it's going to be in the future, like 20 years from now?
20 years from now, in what way?
And as far as like the compliments and the expectations of people in fitness, like walking up, like when you're 80 and you walk in and you see somebody, how are you going to compliment them? What do you expect from them?
So
What's going to
I'm going to
impress you?
first give you a surface compliment, but then that surface compliment comes from either social or personal. Meaning, if society is running at this level, at level 50, if you're 25 years old, it's expected socially that you should be doing this, and you're doing that, then you're gonna get less of a compliment. But if socially you're doing what's expected of us at that age, then you get the credit. So for me, if I'm older and I know what it takes to do what he's doing, if I see somebody jumping up and down, bouncing around, I'm not giving you no compliment for that. If I see a young man at 26 and he's knocking out 100 clips, I know what it takes to do that. I know he's showing us right now, but I know at home he's doing this every day. For him to be doing this at 20-something, he's doing this every day. So when I get to that age, my compliment is going to be based off what I know I can do and the people at that level who I know was doing it.
Do you think you're going to be giving more surface compliments?
Hell no. The older I get, the less my filter is going to be. I'm
So you're
telling you
not
how
gonna be
I
giving
feel.
no-
I'm getting closer
no
to death. I don't
compliments.
care about you. Like, I don't care.
But that's how I see it. It's going to take less and less to impress us. So seeing anyone do anything, I could basically
Okay, let
say.
me also add this little piece to it. If I see you doing something as a young man, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that what you're doing is bad, but just to show somebody, it's like watching people do the dunks in the videos. They throwing the ball up, they throwing it through their legs, around their back, dunking it backwards. But I rarely see them in games getting busy. Rarely. All of these dunks is like, but where's it going? What's the next stage for it? Where does it go from there? Yes, nobody's there, you're dunking, or let's say you're playing the 3-on-3, you're dunking, okay, but now what? So that compliment stays there. It doesn't grow, it doesn't get less. It's just, yo, he's an athlete, but what else? So as I get older, my filter's gonna tighten up where it's like, that's impressive, but now what? Those are those dudes who no matter where they go, they want to work out. It don't matter the environment. They got nothing else going on. I do this. I love this so much that I could be at a concert and out of nowhere just start working out. The hell is that? So I'm not impressed by if that's all you do. Like, that's not impressive. Now, if a young man works out, takes himself to the next level, understands that this energy could be used here, and he does that to the next level, that's impressive to me. But just doing this and you growing, like, no, that's not impressive. And the older I get, I understand that more, so you get less of a compliment. You get the surface compliment. Damn, you look great. Your dedication to this is great. Okay, fine. But I'm not going to say, well, Zeph is only 40-something and Doc and Tech are 50, so they get more credit. No. I'm going to battle somebody, and this dude is 50 years old, and I do 100 push-ups. He jumped in the battle. Age is off now.
What if he 80 though?
Yo, so what? I did 100. Let's say I did 1,000 push-ups without breaking.
What if you're 80?
He does 500 push-ups without breaking. It's like Tech won, but we giving an MVP to my man because he's 51 years old. No,
What if he's 81?
81? If I'm 81 and still doing this, I'm not looking for more because I'm 81.
That's hard to
I'm
say,
doing
bro.
what I'm supposed to do.
That's
No, I'm not.
that's hard to
I
say.
don't want more because of my age, brother.
You're gonna get more.
I believe you deserve more too. Not only will you get more, I believe it's very much
You
deserved.
definitely
Yes, it's
deserve.
going to happen in society. That's just what it is. You know what I mean? You know what? I want credit for living in Harlem in the 80s
Nah, you
and
don't
making
give me-
it.
You don't give me credit.
I should have went to Brooklyn where it's easier life down there.
Yeah, cut.
I wish I moved to Brooklyn. It's like the suburbs to Harlem.
Yo, I was trying to
I
see
want
how
extra
long,
credit for going
how
over
long
in
the straight
Harlem.
face was gonna stay
I
on.
want you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To do what he's doing, yes.
Now, the point I was making is when I said I don't know what that person did to get to the place where they are able to work out all day and then train people. What if that person that I'm referring to is a David Goggins, who basically just does motivational stuff, whatever, but we don't know his path. I mean, we know his path because he's famous, to us famous, whatever. But that's a path that most people cannot take. Most people can't go through the military and accomplish the things he's accomplished and do the ultra marathons and put on 300 pounds and lose it and use that as testimony and all these different things to say, hi, I'm doing this for the rest of my life. I don't care what it is. I'm gonna get out, I'm gonna run 7 miles a day. I'm gonna talk to people while I'm running. I'm gonna set a world record for the most pull-ups in 24 hours. I'm gonna go to somebody's home and train them and make sure that they're eating properly for 2 weeks, right? So I'm not discrediting the brother who carves out time at all versus this guy. But what I'm saying is my compliment goes to what you're accomplishing or aesthetically if I'm far enough away. But I'm close enough to say when a person is in their 60s, I already know you've accomplished something. There's an old saying that there's only one thing you can assume about a broken down old man. And the only thing you can assume is that he's a survivor. Because we don't even know if we'll reach that age, let alone look good at that age. So he already gets credit. He's done something. I don't know what he's done, but he's done something, right? So I'm giving him credit for that. When people are giving you credit and saying you look good for your age or whatever, I understand that suffix sounds whatever, but what they're saying is I don't think I can do that. Or I don't know anybody that could do that. Or I wish whoever I know could do that, whatever. They're giving you a compliment based on their experiences.
Right, and who's around them.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I still appreciate it. Of course I wish it was from, The Rock. You know what I'm saying? That would be great, but I appreciate the comment nevertheless. It means that somebody's noticing the work that I'm putting in. Even if they don't understand what it takes, they still noticing the work.